Donald John Trump, born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York, is an American businessman, media personality, and politician. He rose to prominence in real estate, leading the Trump Organization and building a vast real estate empire with luxury hotels, golf courses, and resorts. Trump's breakthrough into the public eye came with the success of his business ventures, notably his ownership of Trump Tower in Manhattan. This architectural marvel would become a symbol of his opulence and wealth, establishing him as one of New York's most recognized figures. Trump's rise to celebrity status wasn't limited to business. In 2004, he became the star of the reality TV show The Apprentice, which catapulted him to global recognition. His catchphrase, "You're fired," became synonymous with his persona in pop culture. His popularity in the media allowed him to establish a strong political brand, though he had no previous political experience. By 2016, Trump made a bold move into politics, announcing his candidacy for president as the Republican nominee for the 2016 election. His 2016 campaign was unconventional, challenging the political norms of the time. His outspoken, sometimes controversial rhetoric garnered massive attention and helped him connect with voters who felt neglected by the political establishment. Trump's campaign promised a return to America First policies, emphasizing economic nationalism, tighter immigration controls, and a focus on restoring American manufacturing. His message resonated with a large swath of the American electorate. Against all odds, Trump won the 2016 presidential election, defeating Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton. His victory shocked many political analysts and pundits who had predicted a Clinton win. Trump's appeal was undeniable to many voters seeking change. As the 45th President of the United States, Trump focused on implementing his America First agenda. He passed significant tax reforms, lowering corporate tax rates and instituting policies designed to promote job creation and economic growth. Trump's administration was marked by a deep divide within American politics, with his supporters viewing him as a champion of the working class, while his critics accused him of fostering division and inequality. His leadership was polarizing on both domestic and international issues. His stance on immigration was one of the most controversial aspects of his presidency. Trump implemented strict immigration policies, including building a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border in an effort to curb illegal immigration and reduce crime. The Trump administration's foreign policy saw significant shifts, including withdrawing the U.S. from the Paris Agreement on climate change and the Iran nuclear deal, two major international agreements that Trump criticized as unfair to the U.S. Trump's approach to foreign relations was often confrontational, particularly with China, as he engaged in a trade war with the country. His administration imposed tariffs on Chinese goods, aiming to bring manufacturing jobs back to the U.S. Trump was impeached twice during his presidency, first in 2019 for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress related to the Ukraine scandal. The Senate acquitted him both times, but the impeachment proceedings created a deeply polarized political environment. The second impeachment came after the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot, where Trump was accused of inciting the violence through his rhetoric. Again, he was acquitted by the Senate, but the event left an indelible mark on his legacy. Despite the controversies and polarizing nature of his presidency, Trump maintained a loyal and dedicated base of supporters who appreciated his outsider status and his promises to restore American greatness, which played a key role in his political career. After losing the 2020 election to Joe Biden, Trump did not concede defeat, claiming widespread voter fraud. His refusal to accept the results became a defining feature of his post-presidency narrative, fueling the political divide even further. In the years following his defeat, Trump continued to dominate American politics. He held rallies, endorsed candidates, and remained a significant influence in the Republican Party. His legacy remained a topic of heated debate. In 2024, Trump announced he would run for president again, aiming to reclaim the White House. His bid was fueled by a desire to undo the policies of his successor, Joe Biden, particularly on issues like immigration, energy, and economic growth. Trump's second presidential campaign attracted widespread attention, with many viewing it as a battle to reverse what he considered to be the mistakes of the Biden administration. His policies promised to reinstate the policies he implemented during his first term. On January 20, 2025, Trump was inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States, marking a remarkable comeback. His second term in office has focused on rolling back Biden-era policies and reasserting American dominance in global affairs. One of Trump's first actions as president was to dismantle key parts of the Biden administration's climate agenda, including reintroducing policies aimed at boosting American oil and gas production and reopening pipelines that were shut down. Trump's administration also worked to curb government regulations, arguing that over-regulation stifled business growth. He repealed many Obama-era regulations and pushed for more flexibility in the American business environment. Throughout his second term, Trump has been actively involved in reshaping the judicial landscape. He appointed numerous conservative judges to federal courts, including several Supreme Court justices, solidifying a conservative majority in the judiciary. Internationally, Trump has continued his America First approach, withdrawing from multilateral agreements and focusing on strengthening relationships with countries he views as key allies. His policies on NATO and trade have remained a focal point of his presidency. Despite the controversies surrounding his administration, Trump's political career is far from over. He continues to influence American politics, with many speculating that he will remain a dominant figure in the Republican Party for years to come. Trump's approach to leadership has been divisive, but undeniably effective for his supporters. His unorthodox style, often using social media to communicate directly with the public, reshaped the way political leaders interact with their constituencies. As a businessman, Trump's brand was built on luxury, success, and a larger-than-life persona. His name is synonymous with high-end real estate, casinos, and golf courses, establishing him as one of the most prominent figures in American business history. Trump's personal life has been equally high-profile, with his multiple marriages, relationships, and family dynamics often making headlines. His children, particularly his sons Donald Jr., Eric, and his daughter Ivanka, have been central figures in his business empire. In 2025, Trump's presidency has faced new challenges, with ongoing debates over his policies on immigration, healthcare, and the economy. His second term has been marked by renewed political battles, both within his own party and with Democrats. Trump's influence continues to be a topic of global discussion, as he remains a polarizing figure on the world stage. His policies have reshaped the U.S. economy, international relations, and the political landscape for years to come. As he approaches the later years of his presidency, Trump's legacy will be analyzed and debated by historians, political analysts, and the American public. His impact on the U.S. and the world will undoubtedly be remembered for generations to come.